boom, 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 boom. Welcome to all of you to the season finale of Katha with Karadi. As most of you who have been joining us every evening would recollect that we have had close to 26, not close to, we have had 26 episodes of Katha with Karadi, beginning on April 1st. And when we came up with the idea of Katha with Karadi, it was because we felt that this is an opportunity where we could engage with the children who have been listening to Karadi tales before. But we never expected, I think, that this interaction that we started off would be such a gratifying experience. Gratifying from so many different ways. The authors who took part in it, the musicians who took part in it, the illustrators, and most importantly, all of you, connecting with over 1 lakh of children and parents in this span of 26 days, I can only call it a miracle. And ever so grateful to all the people who took part in authors like and celebrities like Nasiruddin Shah, like Nandita Das, Nusha Utup, and authors like Chitra Sundar. So many of them, is very difficult to name. Shobha Vishwanath, Kaushik Vishwanath, musicians like Anil Srinivasan, Nihar Shembekar, and of course, the three brothers in the violin. I think it is pertinent at this point in time to I'm sorry, I think there was a connection problem there. I do not know what I was saying when I went offline, but what I was saying was we are ever so grateful to all the authors, the celebrities, the illustrators, the musicians who are part of this phenomenal series. And most importantly, we're grateful to all of you who joined in so wonderfully and regularly to be part of the Karadi family. I would also like to take this opportunity. There has been a very big team that has actually put together the entire Katha with Karadi series. And I would like to introduce you to two of them today, okay? Because they have always been during our sessions, they have been behind, the scene. Because I have not seen on Facebook a live session where you have so many people in so many different places, all kind of interacting with each other. So I would like to take this opportunity to first introduce the backbone of our tech team. And his name is Arun Kumar. And Arun Kumar, can you please come on the screen? I would like you to say hi to all of our audience.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Arun.
Hi.
So, Arun, is this the first time you're coming in front of the camera?
Yes, sir. This is the first time.
Oh, so it's an epoch day because you are actually facing the camera. Can you tell us a little bit, because as I was just telling the audience before, that making this possible, I am, for example, today in Mumbai. You are in Nungambakam. Where are you? In Chennai?
Pondicherry.
Oh, you're in Pondicherry. Oh, gosh. Okay. And then, of course, we have artists from Delhi. We had artists from Kolkata. We had artists from Mumbai, of course. And, of course, the headquarters of Karadi Tales is in Adayar in Chennai.
Yes.
How did you manage this? Can you just tell us in a nutshell? Linking all of us like this, almost seamless.
Actually, it seems like connecting a Skype call, and that is what I thought it's while starting the session. But managing people from everywhere, all over the world. Even we had a guest from Kaushik Vishwanath from New York.
Yeah, I forgot that, New York. Yeah.
And other authors from UK. So keeping the live for 30 minutes, it's a bit difficult to manage. There are so many barriers and roadblocks, like power off and the internet connection goes off. So it's a little bit difficult to manage. But when we put it a summit of something like when end of the day we are contributing something for someone's betterment education, and we are nurturing someone, then it's okay to have this much difficult.
Now, all I can tell you is a very, very big thank you, because even though, yes, there were obviously a few hiccups here and there, but for the most part, I think it went off very seamlessly. And for that, I should also thank the audience, because they were so forgiving. There were a couple of sessions where we had to postpone it by half an hour or so, or 15 minutes. And when I came back, we saw that there were more people, in the session, who had joined us. So thank you so very much, Arun, for putting this all together, because as they say, tech is easy to theorize, but most difficult to implement. So thank you so very much, Arun, for all of your efforts in making this possible.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for all our audience who tuned in, and also thank you for Karadi for giving me this opportunity also. And I hope all the viewers will enjoy this journey with Karadi, Katha with Karadi, and tune in for further Katha with Karadi then.
For sure. Thank you so much. The second person I would like to introduce to all of the audience is, of course, yet another person who has been behind the camera, but who has been involved with each and every session of Katha with Karadi. Now, what does this involve? This involves, number one, contacting the resource people, the storytellers, the authors, the illustrators, then, fixing up what is going to be the flow of the event. It is almost like writing the script of a series, every day. And one of the key people has been our editor, Daya. And I would now like, Daya has also been the project manager for Katha with Karadi. So I would like Daya to please come on the screen. Can we have Daya? Hi, Daya. You're on, you're live.
Ryan. Thank you so much.
Like how it was the first time for Arun, is this also the first time for you?
Yes, definitely the first time.
Yeah. Daya is also is a wonderful writer herself. She's part of the, phenomenal editorial team that we have at Karadi Tales. And in fact, today she is going to be, bringing us a very interesting, she's going to be introducing two of her new titles. So Daya, over to you about the new titles that you're going to bring for all of us.
Thank you, Narayan. And thank you so much to every single person who has tuned in to Katha with Karadi. We're really overwhelmed and delighted at what a success this has been. So we thought we'd introduce you to two books of ours that should be coming out in the next few months, hopefully. So the first book is called Cat Come Back, and it's one of my favorites. And it's my favorite because there's a cat in it, and also because it's a very interesting format for a picture book. And you're going to see what I mean in a second when we show you the video. So it's written by Lavanya Karthik, who's written multiple books for us. And you all know Lavanya as well because she did Fly Little Fish storytelling. And it's got gorgeous illustrations by Aishi Sadir and Ishan Dasgupta. So can we have a look at Cat Come Back now?
So now we're going to show you the book. So now we're going to show you the book Cat Come Back. It's written by Lavanya Karthik and it's illustrated by Aishi Sadir and Ishan Dasgupta. Who sneaks down the stairs and over the mat? Who runs out the door? Hey, is that my cat? And is that by the park fence a hint of white fur? With a leap and a bound I chase after her. Come back, I shout as I call. Come back to me, my cuddly fur ball. Is she by the garden smelling a rose? Or in the yoga corner, striking a pose? Is she zipping around the bicycle track? Or taking a ride on the elephant's back? Come back, I look all around. Come on out this instant, I call with a frown. Is she swooshing about the skating arena, gliding on skates like a grand ballerina? Is she on the Ferris wheel humming a tune, or up in the clouds in a hot air balloon? Come back, I sulk, I pout. Come back at once, or else, I shout. Did she fly to the moon on the back of a goose? Or escape to the North Pole riding a moose? Is she visiting her cousins in the forests of Gir, or running through grasslands with a swift herd of deer? Did she hitch a ride on a humpbacked whale? Did she swim to Atlantis on a mermaid's tail? All over the park have I rambled and roamed. Now sad and forlorn I make my way home. Come back, dear one, I cajole, I cry. Come back, I whisper, a tear in my eye. I turn the doorknob, my head hanging low. I step over the mat and in through the... Oh! Who's that curled up and asleep in my chair, while I've been searching for her everywhere? Has she been right here, taking 40 winks? Have I just been silly? What do you think? And there she is, curled up in the chair all this time.
So I hope you all liked that. And the way, did you see the way the book opened? That sort of book is called an accordion book, except this is an accordion you have to read, you can't play. So the other book that we wanted to show you is a book called Something's Falling. And how the idea for this book came about is that we wanted to create a series of books for very young children. And for very young children, it's almost always concept books. And it's usually concepts like shapes and colors and numbers. But we already have those concept books with us. So we decided to come up with some unusual concepts that aren't usually taught to kids. So the concept of floating, the concept of movement, the concept of falling. And this book obviously is about the concept of falling. And just like the previous book, it also has a very interesting format because it's not very easy to show concepts that fall in static illustration. So you're going to see very soon how the objects quite literally fall off the page. So can we have a look at Something's Falling?
Something's Falling. Written by Daya Subramanian and illustrated by Ruchi Singh. A bird book by Karadi Tales. Something's falling. As the breeze blows outside today, something's falling as branches sway. What do you think falls when branches sway? What do you see in the picture? Leaves. The wind gets stronger. Treetops shake. Look! Something's falling as their stems break. What falls from a tree when their stems break? Fruits. The clouds move in, all dark and grey. Something's falling, a gentle spray. What falls from clouds when it's all dark and grey outside? Going to see in a second. Raindrops. All along the walls, against the lamplight, something's falling, dark as the night. What could be dark as the night? What do you see here and there? Shadows. Shadows of the tree, shadows of the little boy. Then thunder rumbles, windows creak. Something's falling down my cheek. What could be falling down this little boy's cheek? What are those? Tears. Ma sings to me to calm my fears. Something's falling upon my ears. What falls upon your ears when someone sings to you? Melodies. I rest my head on warm, soft pillows, and something's falling as my eyes close. What could be falling when his eyes close? Eyelids. His eyelids have fallen, and his little dog's eyelids have fallen, and they've both gone to sleep. And that's it. Good night, everyone.
Hi everyone. Did you like Daya's story? Wasn't that just simply beautiful? You know, in all of session 1 and session 2, we have been showing you stories or telling you stories of picture books and audiobooks. And we've had so many requests from parents because as the children grow older, they come to Karadi Tales and ask, do you have books for slightly older children? And while we've been thinking about it, suddenly there was a wonderful person whom I met. And his name is Sainath. P. Sainath is a fantastic journalist. He lives in Pune. And what he has done is collected so many hundreds and thousands of real stories of children, of people, but they're not like children like how all of you are who live in urban cities in nice apartments and houses. He's collected the stories of children and people who live in rural India. And he founded something called People's Archive of Rural India, which in short, its acronym is PARI, Pari. And when we read some of these stories, they were so incredible. And we wanted to bring the stories of these little children or these people whom we hardly ever meet. We wanted to bring those stories to all of you. So we had 5 wonderful authors who did 5 books for us. The first one is Aparna Karthikeyan, who wrote a book called No Nonsense Nandini for us. Then there was Niveda Ganesh, who wrote a story called A Big Splash. Then Subuhi Jivani, who wrote No Ticket, Well Travel. And then there's Preeti David, who wrote for us Coming Home. And then finally, Vishaka George, who wrote a book for us called House of Uncommons. And while we got all these scripts ready, we had, as luck would have it, a wonderful young person who came to us to intern with us at Karadi Tales called Tanvi Parulkar. She came to us from NID Ahmedabad. She lives in Bombay now. And she made these fantabulous covers for us. These books will be out and ready for all you older kids to read very soon. But can we see how Tanvi put the covers together? Please. Arun, can we have the video?
Hi, I'm Tanvi Parulkar, the illustrator behind the covers of the Pari series by Karadi Tales. The process behind each cover started with detailed sketches of characters and environments. The Pari stories have very powerful characters, so the cover art had to be focused on the people that drive these stories to become what they are. All details of individual characters, their expressions, clothes and objects were completely hand sculpted, and they all came together in the final composition that was based on the initial sketch. The sculptures were then photographed to become the final cover art, and suitable title typography was also custom made to go with the tone of the stories. I hope you enjoy getting to know the characters of this very special book series as much as I enjoyed crafting them.
So a big thank you to Sainath and to Pari and all the wonderful journalists and writers who have given us these books. And now what are we waiting for? What's the highlight of today? Is Narayan going to come in? Arun, can you have Narayan join us?
Yes, I'm back.
So Narayan, do you know after Chetan's session where he taught everybody how to draw Karadi, we received so many entries.
Yeah.
One was for Karadi and 2 was after Malavika's session where she taught us how to draw a mouse, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we had the 3rd session where all of you sang which
mangoes, ripe mangoes, red mangoes, sweet mangoes.
Exactly. And then we'd ask children to send in their version of the songs as well. And we received so many entries. But before we announce the winner, which is a surprise, we want to show you all the drawings that came to us. Okay, so can we show them the Karadi drawings, Arun? We put them all together as a single video, Arun?
Welcome to my jungle. I am Karadi the bear. Stories and adventures with you I will share.
Welcome to my jungle, the stories I will share of antelopes and alligators, jackals here and there. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
I'll tell you about monkeys, lions, fierce and strong, crows and owls and other birds, reptiles, short and long. I'll tell you about enemies of greed and jealousy. I'll tell you about friendship, love and harmony.
I'll tell you about monkeys, lions fierce and strong, crows and owls and other birds, reptiles short and long. I'll tell you about enemies of greed and jealousy. I'll tell you about friendship, love and harmony. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. From all these tales we'll discover through all our jungle friends the wit and ageless wisdom, the advice that they lend. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. 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 Na
Sing the sunflowers, ring out the red roses, giggle the gulmohars, mama the marigolds. Sing the sunflowers, ring out the red roses, giggle the gulmohars, mama the marigolds. The pretty puppies, dance the dahlias, no the deep flowers. Sing the sunflowers, ring out the red roses, giggle the gulmohars, mama the marigolds. Pop the pretty puppies, dance the dahlias, no the deep flowers. Sing the sunflowers, ring out the red roses, giggle the gulmohars, mama the marigolds. Sing the sunflowers, ring out the red roses, giggle the gulmohars, mama the marigolds. Pop the pretty puppies, dance the dahlias, no the deep flowers. Sing the sunflowers, ring out the red roses, giggle the gulmohars, mama the marigolds. Pop the pretty puppies, dance the dahlias, no the deep flowers.
So, Narayan.
Amazing. I think we can do an entire session of just the art that the children have done, on Karadi Tales. And I think it speaks volumes about the inspirational session that Chetan, did. That there was such a, there was almost such a deluge of entries of so many people drawing Karadis. How did you judge them? I don't think I can draw, halfway as good as any of these.
Hey, so listen, all you wonderful children out there and you wonderful parents who have been coming here at 5:30 every evening. It was impossible for us to pick a winner because each drawing was so fabulous, and we wanted to actually celebrate the spirit of participation rather than choose somebody who was a winner in all of this. So this is what I decided. I spoke to Chetan and I spoke to Malavika. And what we are going to do is every participant gets a prize. How about that? Yes. So if you've seen your name on the video, then you need to send us your address as soon as the lockdown is lifted and the courier companies start working. We will courier your gifts to you. Yes. So all of you, I think there are more than 100 or 120 entries for the drawings. And as far as the music goes, about the mango song, Narayan, have you decided who are you going to pick a winner?
No, I think even trying to judge or evaluate the songs that they so beautifully sang. Again, there was a lot of entries for the mango songs, and each one of them was so unique. In fact, there were some entries where, the children were almost like, rapping mangoes, ripe mangoes, red mangoes, sweet mangoes. There are entries like that because, a very different interpretation of the song. There were entries where people played it on an instrument.
Right.
I remember there was one instrument, somebody played this mango song on a veena. And then there were entries where somebody just danced on the, so music and dance, they kind of go, hand in hand. And ironically, when I was watching that dance of mangoes, it was actually, yesterday was World Dance Day. So I just thought, well, the child did not sing the rhyme, but the song, but she danced to it. So how do we not give her a prize, Shobha? So I think I will take the same cue that you took we will send a prize to all of them, because all of them are winners. And I'm not just saying this to make you all feel good, but it is actually true.
Yay! So, Narayan, we are coming to the end of our season 2, and there are a few people that I have to thank. First of all, you wonderful, wonderful, wonderful audience and wonderful parents. In fact, there have been some of them who have been with us for every session. And if the sessions got delayed, they have waited and attended it. And there are some names that I just particularly wanted to mention. Lakshmi Vikram, of course, Vanya is our biggest fan of Karadi, and Lakshmi and Vikram are her parents. And there is Sharmila Nagarajan, Saumya Venkat, Vidya Gopalan, Nidhi Kalra, Mamta Magu, Krishna Kumar Gopalan, Neeta Agarwal, Devesh Mittal, Purnima Shikha Gupta, Shanti Chandran, Talat, my good friend Talat, and my God, and the list goes on and on. We're not going to have the time to cover everybody. But apart from these wonderful parents and wonderful children, we also have people within the company and the organization whom we have to thank, people who have helped us with the creatives, people who have spread the message of the word to hundreds of schools, and all the schools and school principals and the wonderful children of the schools. Thank you so much for being here at 5:30 every day, or catching it sometime later and sharing your comments with us. And there's Pavitra. Thank you for the creatives. There is Padmanabhan. There is Ganesh, who's kept the Katha with Karadi page, the microsite, updated and created it. And there is Rajesh and Naga and Ajit and Sami, who all pitched in at the last minute. And we never ever defaulted on a single storytelling session.
Yeah.
I think this is kudos to the entire team that worked together.
You know,
And-
Shobha, I'd like to tell you a little trivia, right? You know, we see so many live programs on TV, right? The news and the reality shows. Do you know that none of them are ever live? That they're all what is called deferred live, meaning they record it a little earlier, half an hour earlier, and then it is telecast. I'm not sure whether you knew about this, but with Katha with Karadi, we are actually live. And for so I think that is quite incredible. Not only from our end, but the fact that the children are also tuning in. So, in fact, there's one comment that I read today, which I think kind of seals the deal, as they say. There is a girl called Jaiswal.
Huh. Oh. Hmm. You're frozen. I don't know. Okay, if you guys can hear me and if Narayan's frozen, well, we are really running out of time. I mean, we've exceeded it by 10 minutes. But thank you, everybody. In fact, Vanya's mother, Lakshmi, just said, this is the best online lit festival. Imagine that. That's a wonderful compliment, Lakshmi. Thank you so much. As for season 3, all of you have been asking about season 3. We are going to take a little break and we are going to put our heads together and see in what manner we can present season 3 to you. So give us a little time with it, watch out for the space, and we will come back to you with it. And if all of you have comments on this or you would like to write to us, please write to us at contact@karadetails.com or leave us a message on our Facebook page. And we have a wonderful team of editors who will always get back to you. And thank you again so much for being with us and enjoying just as much as we did Katha with Karadi. Bye.